Donald John Trump, born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, was the fourth of 5 children in the family of Fred and Mary Trump. From an early age, Donald stood out among his siblings with a spark of ambition and an unmistakable determination that hinted at his future pursuits. Growing up in a modest but disciplined household, Donald's father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer who instilled a strong work ethic in his children. Fred often reminded them of the importance of hard work and persistence. It wasn't uncommon to see young Donald accompanying his father to construction sites, observing the hustle of workers and the meticulous planning behind every project. Even as a child, Donald exhibited an innate curiosity about how things worked and a strong desire to make an impact. While Donald's early life was marked by privilege, it wasn't devoid of challenges. By the time he reached elementary school, it was evident that Donald was not one to conform to the traditional norms of schooling. His teachers often described him as spirited, energetic, and outspoken, traits that sometimes got him into trouble. He had a knack for challenging authority and questioning rules, not out of disrespect but because he genuinely believed there could be better ways to do things. Donald's rebellious streak reached a peak during his teenage years. His parents recognized his potential but also realized that he needed structure and discipline to channel his energy productively. At the age of 13, after a series of incidents at school, his parents decided to enroll him at the New York Military Academy, NYMA. This decision would prove to be a turning point in Donald's life. The transition to the New York Military Academy was not easy for young Donald. Suddenly, he found himself in an environment that demanded strict discipline, punctuality, and adherence to rules. At first, Donald struggled to adjust to the regimented lifestyle. The 5:30 a.m. wake-up calls, rigorous physical training, and academic expectations tested his resilience. Yet, it was here that Donald began to realize the value of discipline and focus. At NYMA, Donald's competitive spirit began to shine. He excelled in sports, particularly baseball and football, where his leadership qualities became evident. As captain of the baseball team, Donald not only led his team to numerous victories but also learned the importance of teamwork, strategy, and perseverance. Academically, Donald demonstrated a keen interest in real estate and economics. He often wrote essays about his father's business and shared his vision of one day building a real estate empire. His instructors noted his ability to think strategically and his natural talent for negotiation, a skill that would later become a hallmark of his career. At the New York Military Academy, Donald began to see himself in a new light. The structured environment helped him focus his energy and sharpen his competitive instincts. He was no longer the restless boy who rebelled against authority. Instead, he started channeling his determination toward achieving his goals. One of the most defining aspects of Donald's time at NYMA was his ability to inspire others. He quickly rose to leadership positions, including becoming a student officer, a role that required him to oversee other cadets and maintain discipline. This role was no small feat, as it demanded earning the respect of his peers while balancing the expectations of the Academy's rigorous standards. Donald thrived in this environment, learning how to lead with both authority and charisma. Despite his growing confidence, Donald faced his share of setbacks. There were moments when he failed to meet expectations, whether it was losing a game as the team captain or falling short in academic goals. However, he had a unique ability to bounce back stronger. He often reminded himself of his father's words, "It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how quickly you get back up." One particular incident stands out from his time at the Academy. During a baseball championship, Donald's team was facing a formidable opponent. The game was intense, and the stakes were high. In the final inning, with the bases loaded, Donald stepped up to bat. The pressure was immense, and the crowd was silent. He missed the first 2 pitches, and the tension was palpable. But Donald's resolve was unshaken. On the 3rd pitch, he hit a home run, securing victory for his team. This moment became a metaphor for his life. Under pressure, he could deliver remarkable results. By the time Donald graduated from NYMA, he had developed a clearer sense of direction. His experiences at the academy had taught him valuable lessons about leadership, discipline, and perseverance. But more importantly, they had fueled his ambition. Donald didn't just want to follow in his father's footsteps, he wanted to exceed them. He began dreaming of skyscrapers, luxury buildings, and making a mark on the skyline of New York City. Donald's classmates and instructors at NYMA often remarked on his determination. While others talked about ordinary aspirations, Donald spoke about building empires. He carried himself with confidence, and his vision of the future was bold. Even as a teenager, he had an innate ability to think big and take calculated risks. After graduating from the New York Military Academy in 1964, Donald Trump carried with him a newfound sense of discipline and an unshakable ambition. He enrolled at Fordham University in the Bronx, but after 2 years, he transferred to the Wharton School of Finance at the University of Pennsylvania. Wharton, known for its rigorous business program, was a perfect fit for Donald's growing interest in real estate and finance. At Wharton, Donald stood out among his peers. He was not just another student attending lectures, he was a young man with a plan. While others were focused on their studies alone, Donald balanced academics with an active interest in the world of business. He spent countless hours learning about the nuances of real estate, analyzing market trends, and thinking about how he could innovate within the industry. One professor recalled how Donald's curiosity set him apart. While most students were content to follow the curriculum, Donald often asked deeper questions about the application of financial theories in real-world business ventures. He was particularly fascinated by the dynamics of urban development and how strategic investments could transform neighborhoods. During his college years, Donald spent his summers working for his father's real estate business, the Trump Organization. These experiences were invaluable in shaping his understanding of the industry. Under Fred Trump's guidance, Donald learned the importance of quality construction, efficient management, and cost-effective strategies. Fred Trump was a practical businessman, focused primarily on middle-income housing projects in Brooklyn and Queens. He believed in steady, reliable investments, and his projects reflected his cautious approach. Donald admired his father's success but often felt that the scope of the business was too limited. While Fred was content building in the boroughs, Donald dreamed of Manhattan, the center of luxury, power, and influence. One summer, Fred took Donald to visit a new construction site. As they walked through the unfinished building, Fred explained the importance of attention to detail and cost control. Donald listened intently but couldn't help envisioning something bigger. "Why not go for the skyline?" he asked his father. Fred chuckled, saying, "Start small, learn the ropes, and then think about the skyline." Those words stayed with Donald. He understood the wisdom in his father's advice but was determined to scale greater heights. The work ethic he developed during those summers became the foundation of his later ventures. By the time Donald graduated from Wharton in 1968, he was ready to take on the world. However, the path to success was not without its challenges. He faced skepticism from industry veterans who questioned whether a young man with big dreams could succeed in the highly competitive world of Manhattan real estate. But Donald thrived on challenges. He saw every obstacle as an opportunity to prove himself. One of his first major projects involved revitalizing a troubled property in Cincinnati, Ohio, which his father had acquired. The building was struggling with low occupancy rates and operational inefficiencies. Donald worked tirelessly to turn it around, implementing innovative marketing strategies and improving tenant services. Within months, the property became profitable, earning Donald his father's admiration and trust. After proving himself in smaller projects, Donald Trump set his sights on Manhattan, a bold and ambitious move for someone still in the early stages of his career. Manhattan, with its glittering skyline and towering skyscrapers, represented the pinnacle of real estate success. However, breaking into this competitive market was no small task. Most of the prime properties were controlled by established players, and Donald was seen as an outsider. In the early 1970s, Donald took a calculated risk by approaching the Pennsylvania Central Railroad, which owned a large, run-down property on the west side of Manhattan. The site, known as the Commodore Hotel, was struggling financially and had become an eyesore. Donald saw potential where others saw failure. He envisioned transforming the aging property into a world-class hotel. This project became Donald's first major test. To secure financing and permissions, he worked tirelessly, meeting with city officials, negotiating with banks, and convincing stakeholders of his vision. His determination paid off when he partnered with the Hyatt Corporation, which agreed to help fund the redevelopment. The result was the Grand Hyatt Hotel, which opened in 1980. The project was a resounding success and marked Donald's arrival on the Manhattan real estate scene. Donald often credited the lessons he learned during his childhood and school years for his ability to take on challenges like the Commodore Hotel project. The discipline instilled at the New York Military Academy helped him stay focused and resilient, even when faced with setbacks. His father's teachings about hard work and attention to detail guided him in managing the complexities of large-scale projects. One of Donald's key strengths was his ability to think big and take risks. While others hesitated, he moved forward with confidence. This mindset, developed during his years at NYMA in Wharton, allowed him to see opportunities that others overlooked. He often recalled his days as captain of the baseball team, where he learned the importance of staying calm under pressure and leading by example. As Donald's career began to take off, his story became an inspiration for many aspiring entrepreneurs. He showed that with vision, hard work, and determination, it was possible to achieve great things, even in the face of adversity. His willingness to dream big and challenge the status quo resonated with those who wanted to make their mark in their respective fields. Donald's early years were a testament to the power of perseverance and ambition. From a young boy who struggled to conform to the rules of traditional schooling to a leader who thrived in a disciplined environment, Donald's journey was one of transformation. His story reminded others that success is not about where you start but how you navigate the journey. By the early 1980s, Donald Trump had become a rising star in the Manhattan real estate world, but he wasn't content with small victories. He wanted to make a bold statement, something that would symbolize his ambition and set him apart. That opportunity came with the Trump Tower project. Located at 725 Fifth Avenue, the site was home to the Bonwit Teller department store. While others saw it as just another building, Donald envisioned a luxury skyscraper that would redefine Manhattan's skyline. It wasn't just a real estate project, it was a symbol of Donald's belief in thinking big and standing out. The construction of Trump Tower was no easy feat. The project faced numerous challenges, from legal hurdles to design complexities. Donald worked closely with architects and engineers to ensure that every detail was perfect. He insisted on using only the finest materials, including Italian marble and gold accents, to create a sense of luxury that was unparalleled at the time. When Trump Tower opened in 1983, it was an instant success. The building became a landmark, attracting high-profile tenants, luxury retailers, and visitors from around the world. More than just a skyscraper, it was a statement of Donald Trump's vision and ability to turn dreams into reality. One of the most remarkable aspects of Donald Trump's journey was his unwavering self-belief. From his early days at the New York Military Academy to his ventures in Manhattan, Donald demonstrated a resilience that inspired those around him. He was not afraid to take risks or face criticism, believing that success came from perseverance and a refusal to settle for mediocrity. Donald often recalled lessons from his school days when facing challenges. At the academy, he learned the importance of discipline and leading by example. These values guided him as he built his business empire. He understood that leadership wasn't just about giving orders, it was about inspiring others to share in his vision. Donald's story became a source of inspiration for many young people who aspired to achieve greatness in their own lives. His rise from a determined young boy to a global business leader showed that success was attainable with hard work, strategic thinking, and a willingness to take calculated risks. He often emphasized the importance of learning from failure. Every setback is an opportunity, he would say. This mindset was evident throughout his career, as he turned challenges into stepping stones for success. Reflecting on his childhood and school life, Donald credited his experiences with shaping his character and determination. The discipline he gained at the New York Military Academy, the work ethic instilled by his father, and the competitive spirit he developed during his sports and academic pursuits all played a crucial role in his journey. He often shared anecdotes from his youth to inspire others. Whether it was the time he hit the game-winning home run in baseball or his decision to take on the daunting challenge of Manhattan real estate, these stories served as reminders that greatness often begins with a single step, and a lot of courage. Despite his early successes, Donald Trump's journey was far from smooth. As his career progressed, he encountered numerous challenges that tested his resilience, business acumen, and determination. One of the most significant obstacles came in the late 1980s and early 1990s, when the real estate market faced a major downturn. Many of Trump's projects, including luxury properties and casinos, were hit hard by the economic recession. Donald was faced with significant debt and the very real possibility of losing everything he had worked so hard to build. At one point, he was reported to have owed nearly $1 billion in loans. During this period, many people doubted whether Donald could recover from the financial turmoil. Critics questioned his ability to manage his empire, and some believed his lavish lifestyle and larger-than-life persona would be his undoing. However, Donald refused to give in to the pressure. Drawing from his early experiences and the lessons of perseverance, he made the bold decision to restructure his debts and negotiate with banks. Through sheer determination, strategic partnerships, and a willingness to make difficult decisions, Donald began to turn the tide. He sold off some of his properties, streamlined operations, and focused on building a brand that extended beyond just real estate. By the mid-1990s, he had regained his footing and was back on track. The experience taught him invaluable lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the importance of never giving up. As Donald would later say, sometimes the greatest successes come after the greatest struggles. This period of financial hardship only made him more determined to succeed and gave him the tools to navigate the challenges of a highly competitive business world. In the mid-1990s, Donald Trump made a pivotal decision that would forever change his public persona. He recognized that his name was becoming synonymous with success, luxury, and opulence. The brand he had cultivated in real estate was something people were beginning to recognize, and he realized that he could expand it beyond just buildings and hotels. He ventured into television, producing and hosting the popular reality show The Apprentice. The show, which debuted in 2004, became a massive hit, further cementing Donald's image as a successful businessman and a brand unto himself. The show's tagline, "You're fired," became iconic, and Donald's role as a tough but fair business leader resonated with millions of viewers. This foray into television was a testament to Donald's ability to adapt and seize new opportunities. It was yet another example of how he used his charisma and business acumen to create a personal brand that reached far beyond the world of real estate. The success of The Apprentice also introduced Donald Trump to a new generation of fans and solidified his status as a household name. Looking back on his life and career, Donald Trump often reflects on the formative experiences that shaped him into the man he became. He credits his time at the New York Military Academy with instilling the discipline and leadership skills that would serve him well throughout his career. The lessons learned from his father, Fred Trump, about hard work, attention to detail, and taking risks were crucial to his success. His time at Wharton further developed his business instincts and gave him the formal education to understand finance, economics, and the inner workings of the business world. He often said that the combination of his academic education and real-world experience was key to his success. But beyond formal education, Donald Trump's greatest lessons came from life itself. His ability to bounce back from failure, take calculated risks, and seize opportunities when they presented themselves were qualities that defined his journey. Whether it was in the construction of his first skyscraper, turning around the fortunes of his business during a recession, or building a personal brand that transcended real estate, Donald Trump's story is one of resilience, vision, and perseverance. Donald's story is not just one of personal triumph, but also one of inspiration for others. His journey from a young boy in Queens, New York, to one of the most recognized names in the world is a testament to the power of vision, hard work, and the refusal to give up in the face of adversity. He has shown that with the right mindset, any challenge can be overcome, and success is not determined by where you start but by how you approach the obstacles along the way. His story serves as a reminder to those who may be struggling or facing setbacks that persistence, self-belief, and determination can lead to incredible success. Donald Trump's ability to turn challenges into opportunities, to take risks, and to maintain a long-term vision for his goals is something that can be learned and applied by anyone striving to achieve their dreams.